It's just 6 days, thank you, fam. 5 hours and 41 minutes and counting till the brand new series of Downton Abbey hits our screens. You a fan?
Yes, I am, yes.
Not that I'm counting, mind you, but if watching the programme itself just isn't enough and you want to live the 1920s life, what better way to do so than with a Downton holiday? Whether you're looking for a staycation or a vacation, we've just the advice for you. But before we do, time for a look at a clip from the new series with one man who's not travelling anywhere anytime soon.
It's all there, every entry.
Where did you find the book?
Behind the bureau. We moved it out to clean and there it was. Vera must have dropped it or something.
So what do you want me to do?
Make notes on all the names. Close friend, relation, workmate, tradesman, and so on. Then I'll copy those and I'll send them with the book to Mr. Murray.
Haven't you anything better to do?
I have not. Because I'd rather work to get you free than dine with the king at Buckingham Palace.
Oh, Mr. Bates. Oh, Mr. Bates and Anna. Well, with our guide to holidays fit for an earl, please welcome travel expert Sarah Woods. So I expect the Americans are coming over in droves now, aren't they, Sarah?
They absolutely are. They love everything about Downton Abbey, and there are hundreds of blogs by American viewers, and they're coming over to see all the locations and have holidays here.
Let's just run through them. First one, by your shoulder there, the obvious one, Downton Abbey itself, which is Highclere Castle in Newbury.
Yeah, it inspired Julian Fellowes to write the whole series, so we owe a lot to Highclere, and it's a magnificent building, probably the most impressive, beautiful Victorian palace in 1,000 acres of ground, so there's lots to see. And I think if you're a sort of highbrow lover of architecture, you'll get something from visiting. If you simply want to see where, you know, Lady Mary seduced the Turkish diplomat and you want a bit of the sleaze, there's something to see there.
Bit of sleaze. A bit of sleaze in the Crawley family. So you can see that there.
Yeah.
Now then, the one behind me is the one that's always intrigued me, which is Dame Maggie Smith's house, the Dowager Countess Grantham. This beautiful little house. Where's this?
It's absolutely beautiful, in Surrey, and it's not open generally to the public. You have to make an appointment. They run some really nice sort of cream teas and historical tours.
So you can go to the Dowager's house and have afternoon tea if you book?
If you book. And you could also hire it, because it's very popular with fashion shoots and special occasions.
Weddings?
Long weekends, weddings. You could have your own sort of Downton Abbey party, which I think would be great, in period costume. Fantastic. And I think it's from £1,500 for the hire, so not too much.
Cheaper to go around Highclere, but they're booked up for this year, but I gather next year they'll be opening for tours
They
again.
are. Yes, you need to keep a look on the website, which is highclere.co.uk. They're booking now for January and spring.
Now then, what about the village itself? You know, the little church and the pub there and everything. Where's the village?
Yeah, Downton Village, it looks like it was built specifically for the series. It's just gorgeous with the honey-coloured stone and everything in Oxfordshire. Bampton, very lovely, very old, one of the oldest
lovely, right.
and, you know, most best preserved historic villages in our country, and it's sprung up so you can see how it's evolved. It's got some lovely little quaint cottages and a beautiful church with sort of Gothic and Romanesque, you know, characteristics. Really handsome village.
Now, what about the pub, the Swan Inn? That's...
Yeah, down the road in Swinton, not far from Burford. It was the scene, the Gretna Green scene.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Where Sybil, the younger daughter,
That's
ran
right,
away.
the chauffeur.
With Branson the chauffeur.
Yes. And
isn't it sad that I know they all are?
And, yeah, so people are popping in now for a pint because of all of that, and the bloggers love that place, yeah.
Now, can you go on a tour of all these places? Are there firms running tours?
Yeah, there are loads. You can do a day trip on a coach, and they'll play DVDs back-to-back of all the series. You can have a quiz. I spoke to somebody who did it, said it was great fun.
Ooh, give me the number.
Yeah. You can do a weekend, you can do... The popular with the Americans one is the 7-day full Monty, and you can do things like posh picnics, they like to go to Buckingham Palace. You know, they do all the extras that are sort of best of British. Yeah.
They go home feeling like an earl, don't they, really? I always thought Crawley, though, was a very interesting name, you know. Creepy Crawley.
Yes.
No, but now then, where would, for instance, in those days, in the Edwardian times, where would the Crawleys, the Earls of Grantham, have gone for their holidays?
Well, as an Anglo-American family, they definitely would have, you know, had the wonderful sort of oceanic voyage from Southampton to New York. Yeah. So they would have either holidayed in the city or probably gone to Martha's Vineyard.
And now, Martha's Vineyard was popular way back then,
It was starting to become the place to be. So the sort of moneyed, elite, fashionable, very wealthy, people who wanted to go to be seen and be seen would go there.
Well, you can still go to Martha's Vineyard today. If you want to go today, you'd be staying in something which looked a little bit more like this one just coming up.
Yes.
Which is really, oh, look at that. I wouldn't mind staying in that.
There are some lovely places to stay there, and you need to have quite a big budget.
Yeah.
Lord and Lady Grantham's budget, I think, because, you know, it's really quite expensive.
Very exclusive.
Yeah, it is, and there's some lovely places
Now,
to
how
see.
would they have gone across the ocean? On the earlier liners, then, presumably?
Yeah, 1920 saw Cunard, you know, launch the first round-the-world cruise, going to 60, 70 places and 14, 15 countries. Quite ambitious itinerary. And wintering with some sunshine became very fashionable because having a tan was very in vogue then for the first time. So,
Yeah.
and they're still doing the same itinerary, just a little bit
So
more reduced.
you wouldn't be going on something that looked like this now. You'd be
No.
going on the What do you expect at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? We've only got a budget for blue tack. So we're going now, ladies and gentlemen, on the Queen Mary 3, yes? Yeah. What would it cost you, Sarah, on the Queen Mary? On the Queen Mary?
Well, even in a fairly cheap and cheerful room, it would be around £14,000.
Really?
So, to be in a suite, which on the upper deck, which of course is what you would do if you were doing
Yeah.
it Downton style,
Yeah.
the sky's the limit, really.
Yeah. Held together by blue tack, you know, Queen Mary. So there we are, if you want to save a few bob on your holiday, invest in a packet of blue tack and enjoy Downton Abbey. My thanks to Blue Tack for holding this show together and to Sarah Woods. Still ahead, we find out what you can do with epoxy resin and everything you need to know to grow the perfect lawn. Find out who's been nominated and what's in store at this year's Classic Briss Awards. And doing what they do best with a top performance from Miley Class and Russell Watson. That's if the piano doesn't break. I'll see you back in a second.